At the foot of a small hill stands a Buddhist temple.
हाम्रो परम पूजनीय गुरु तब टुलपुरे वर्षे पाल्नु भएको छ र उहाँको स्वागतको लागि हाम्रो बुद्ध धर्म मित्रहरू सबैजना लाइनबद्ध भएर उहाँको स्वागतको लागि बस्नु भएको छ। नानीहरू
अतिथिज्यूहरूलाई म नाम उठ्छु। त्यस्तै गरी मगर र उहाँहरू यहाँ अगाडि गएर बस्दिनु होला। र मगर समाजका अध्यक्ष गङ्गा मगरजी हो। मगर समाजका अध्यक्ष गङ्गा मगरजी हो र अगाडि गएर बस्दिनु हुन चाहन्छु। त्यस्तै गरी तामाङ समाजका अध्यक्ष पितिमान तामाङजी हो। लामा गुरु पितिमान तामाङजी हो। बुद्धिजीवी श्री भीम खपाङ्गीजी हो। भीम खपाङ्गीजी हो। यहाँ कतै हुनुहुन्छ भने तपाईँ नै अगाडि आइदिनु हुन चाहन्छु। भीम खपाङ्गीजी हो। त्यस्तै गरी हाम्रो समाजसेवी बहादुर सुब्बाजी हो। तपाईँ यहाँ कतै हुनुहुन्छ भने अगाडि आइदिनु होला। बहादुर सुब्बाजी हो। त्यस्तै गरी
यहाँहरू लगायत सम्पूर्ण हाम्रो जर्जावासी गुरुङ परिवार, मगर परिवार, तामाङ परिवार अथवा अन्य अरू बौद्ध धर्मावलम्बी परिवारहरू, धर्मप्रेमीहरू जो जति यहाँ उपस्थित हुनुहुन्छ, सम्पूर्ण आमा बुवा, दाजुभाइ, दिदी बहिनी, यहाँहरू सबैलाई मेरो नमस्कार र यहाँहरूलाई यहाँहरूको उपस्थितिको लागि पनि धेरै धेरै धन्यवाद। र यसै गरी आज हामीले नयाँ ढङ्गले नयाँ प्रयत्न, दुःख मात्रै नभएर अन्य अरू पनि पशु प्राणी अथवा विभिन्न प्राणीहरूलाई कल्याण हुनेछ र शान्ति हुनेछ भन्ने हामी आशा राख्दछौँ। र आज यहाँहरूलाई थाहा छ हामी यसरी चाहिँ सामूहिक रूपमा सम्पूर्ण बौद्ध धर्म प्रेमी परिवारहरू मिलेर यसरी संयुक्त बुद्ध जयन्ती मनाउन गइरहेका छौँ र यस पावन अवसरमा यहाँहरूलाई थाहा छ कि यो बुद्ध जयन्ती अत्यन्तै महत्त्वपूर्ण छ कि बुद्धको यो 3 कोसे ढुङ्गा बराबर अथवा बुद्धको 3टै अब त्रिसंयोग उत्सव पनि भनिन्छ यसलाई ताकि 3 कोसे ढुङ्गा बराबर उहाँको जन्म उत्सव यसरी चाहिँ संयोग मिलेको छ। उहाँको निधन चाहिँ इन्डियाको उत्तर प्रदेशको एउटा सानो कोशीनगर गाउँमा भएको थियो। उहाँको निधनलाई हामी परिनिर्वाण पनि भनेर बुझ्छौँ किनकि उहाँको निधन पनि त्यति भनौँ न सजिलो थिएन ताकि यो अत्यन्तै मार्मिक थियो।
Kiki Zinjo Sambo Chinda Watinda Kuna Naso Yuva Sho Kela Tuji Suwa Tabiti Naso Kanda Nime Soto Kede Ulpo Tapse Shiva Shada Dashi Beku Zenu So, good longer. So, giving me this great opportunity to participate in this great occasion of celebrating the memorial of our root teacher, the Shakyamuni Buddha. So, now I would like to explain a little bit about related with these celebrations, that why we are hosting this memorial of our root teacher Shakyamuni Buddha. So this occasion is particularly, as I believe it is written by Nagarjuna, that as he wrote it, so-called this praise to Shakyamuni Buddha, in that there are so many stanzas. One of the stanzas stands for today's celebrations, which is the Dawa Chuzo in Tibetan language, the Dawa Chuzo Shaki Seponi Tashi Lumbit Saldu Tambitse Tsanda Gyajin Gitu Tsenchomi Chanchubri Sunyenze Chansalo. So that is the exact stanzas which stands for today's our celebrations, which means if I try to translate that into English, so the meaning of that stanza is that homage to you, the prince of the Shakyas, born after 10 months in the auspicious Lumbini grove, where Brahma and Indra revere to you your supreme marks, proving you are destined to be enlightened. That is something said it by the god Brahma and Indras during his birth time. It was happened 2,570 years ago in Lumbini. So nowadays it is considered part of the Nepal, as we all know, where he took the birth. So now there are many people still today where many childs are birthing or borning, but why particular him that we are still remembering? What is the reason behind? So as of being a follower of Shakyamuni Buddha, it is our responsibility to study and to understand why this occasion is considering and why he was still in every one of our mind, that why we are still remembering him. For that, there are many remarkable reasons, things that he did. Such as that I'm just trying to presenting some of the reason that why we are still remembering him, because of such as like the first thing, the remarkable things which he did was that he voluntarily give up all the wealth, power, reputations, positions, and etc. so forth for the greater purpose. And then the second thing, what he did, remarkable thing, is meditated for at least the 6 year constantly or the continuously. That's the second remarkable thing, that he did it during his lifetime. Likewise, the third thing is achieving enlightened, so-called the Buddhahood. And then the fourth thing, what he did was, the remarkable thing that he did was to turn the wheel of Dharma. And then the fifth, displayed medical performance. And on the sixth, honey offered by monkey to him. And then the seventh, taming the wild crazy elephant. And eighth, visited the heaven. And then the ninth, the capable of choosing the time, place, and then the way of dying procedure. These all remarkable things which he did was something little bit beyond our ordinary concept. But however, among all these 9 remarkable things that which he did it during his lifetime, the biggest reason that why we are still remembering him as of today is the fourth reason, which is to turn the wheel of Dharma. That is the biggest reason we are still remembering him. That we need to understand. As I told you, as we considering ourselves as a follower of Shakyamuni Buddha, then we need to understand why we are following him, why this occasion is celebrating. There are those all 9 reasons, even more actually. Right now today I just presented 9 different remarkable things, but among these 9 great remarkable things, the main reason that why we are still remembering him is the fourth one, which is to turn the wheel of Dharma. So the now, which means the teaching is the main reason why we are still remembering him. If that is so what is that teaching that he gave it to us? Which we know as a Dharma teaching, which he gave it to us, has actually many levels that actually Buddha taught, the many different levels of teachings. It is because of many different level of people, many different levels of people of the faculties, their capabilities, their competence. Each and every one's, their competence, their capabilities, their elements are different. So therefore, he also gave teaching many different levels. But however, all those many different level teachings that which he gave, we could summarize into 4 yahanas. I think you guys heard this yahanas, right? That all the level of the teachings that which Shakyamuni Buddha gave to us during his lifetime can summarize into this 4 level that known as the 4 yahanas. So before I tell you this 4 yanas, let me explain a little bit meaning of the yanas. What does yana means? Yana is actually Sanskrit word, probably Nepali word too. In Nepali, many Sanskrit words are still using and Palis, right? So this yana came from India, the name calling yanas. So the yana literally means, if I try to translate it literally without elaborating, which means lift and place on attainment. Understand? Lift, right? Lift and place on own attainment. That's what teaching. Okay? I assume that I made it clear. But still, if you guys still curious, doesn't get clear what's the yana stands for, what yana means, or anything, any other teachings that I shared today. If you have any curious, any questions, you can still ask after I complete my teaching. So that's what yana means. In short, lift and place on own attainment. That's what yana means. And I said earlier, there are 4 yanas that he taught, right? So those 4 yanas are follows. The first one is human and God yana. Second one is hina yana. Third, mahayana. Fourth, vajrayana. So although he taught many different levels of the teachings, but it all can summarize into these 4 yanas. Okay? Let me repeat one more time since it is important. The first yana which he taught was human and God yana. Okay? And then Hinayana and Mahayana and Vajrayana. All this teaching he taught orderly, step by step, one after another. Which means as a follower, like us, we are considering his follower. So we also need to follow all this teaching step by step in order to follow properly his teaching. First, we need to understand the humans and God yanas, what teaching it is. What is the main theme of that teaching? And then the second, Hinayanas, and what is the main theme of it? And then the third, Mahayana, what is the main theme of it? And then the fourth, Vajrayana, and what is the main theme of it? So now in brief, the main theme or what we call other things like subject, right? Theme or the subject. The main theme of the first yana is to establish a right view and have a faith and belief in right view.
Appreciate if you would share some
Thank you. Hare